Eva or Ava, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, said they are definitely supposed to be a secondary pump. I didn't learn that till after I got a free one from insurance. I should have got a wall pump. So that's something that she said about wearable pumps. So I don't necessarily think that they need to be a secondary pump. I think that it's perfectly fine to have a wearable pump be your primary pump. It just depends on your goals, and it also depends on how well you respond to it. If you're exclusively pumping, no, I probably wouldn't use it as your primary pump because most people aren't going to respond super well. But if you are nursing and pumping, a wearable pump, perfectly fine to be your primary pump as long as you're able to still nurse regularly. If you're working long stretches, you're a nurse, you got 12-hour shifts, maybe not. Depends on how well you respond to it. I also do typically recommend that people have insurance pay for a wearable pump because wearable pumps are usually more expensive. You can find Spectras are a dime a dozen. You can find a used Spectra that works perfectly well for very, very cheap. Lancino Signature Pro, perfectly fine machine. You can get those for free. I mean, people will give them away constantly in buy nothing groups. You can find them at thrift stores, even though most thrift stores don't accept pumps, but some do. And the parts for all of those are relatively cheap. I always say you get the Lancino parts because I think the Lancino parts are best and they work just as well with the Spectra. But yeah, the parts are all relatively cheap. So I always say actually to have insurance pay for a wearable, but then get a used Spectra for cheap for a wall pump. But the big thing, and why I care about talking about this, is I think pump companies need to be better. They want us to spend all this money on wearable pumps. They'd better make it so those wearable pumps work just as well for everyone, no matter what, so it can be our primary pump. No one should need to have multiple pumps. That should be entirely optional based on just how extra you want to be. Wearable pumps are the future, and they just need to continue to improve. And one of the things that I think they need to improve on is they need to make it so that duckbill is not getting covered in milk as soon as you start pumping, because I do think that affects the effectiveness of your pump. So, yep, those are my thoughts. Oh, also, replacement parts for wearables tend to be more expensive. So if you get the wearable through insurance and you get replacement parts sent to you, that's often cheaper. Although if you're using Aeroflow, you can change whatever parts they send you anyway.